record is done. I found that, yeah, just like it was a great test to get my chops, be creative, put the feet to the fire, always try to do something different and push. First track is Apophenia. I really love that word from hearing it from a podcast about just connecting the dots and figuring out like thinking of meaning where there is none, like the stars looking like something. Or I think everybody in the time of COVID had just like a crazy shift in reset, all kinds of, the world's in flux and we're all searching for some type of meaning. I was just jamming. I don't even think I was writing anything particular, and I came up with the lead line that was very reminiscent of some classic like drum metal territory, and it just stuck. I could play that lead line all the time. A couple standouts from the gear side of things. All the drone stuff. This TC Infinite Sustainer. Let me see if I can... There we go. Highlight that. This is all over the record. Absolutely crucial to get some. This helps really bridge the gap from moments of just like playing to give a nice texture and pad in between. Very simple freeze pedal. Newish too. Came out this year. Yeah, maybe I'll do a demo on it. I think these two are huge, so always having the compressor to keep it all sustained and give every note like a nice little squash. And then this guy I got this in a trade after a fuzz pedal I wasn't really feeling. This is Abominable Don't Shred on Me, which is a rat style, but I think just that in between fuzz and distortion is just so great. And this was the first rat I really liked, and I think it has the LM308 chip. I might have it wrong, but whatever. And it's rat, and of course I just love the artwork too. Look at that. Get it in focus. Yeah, look at that artwork. Sweet drones in the beginning. So that's Apophenia. It kicks it off, and I think just like the idea of this is how I don't know, peak of like my songwriting and kind of honor who I take a lot of inspiration from, but still doing my thing. And then also in some background I do that synth using the dry DI and Logic, and then you could switch it over. I did a quick little video on how to do that. It gives it just a little added texture, but it's a build-up. I like all my songs having like a build-up and an arc. Track 2 is Parasitic Oscillation, and I wrote that during just like a frustrating time when you end up in like a negative mind space and you kind of hate everything and just feel like everything's kind of not hopeless, but just frustrating. You're pushing the boulder and you can really feel it. So yeah, that was kind of a thing. And I heard on that pedal show, he was talking about the Boss Blues Driver and how it uses parasitic oscillation. I was just like, that's how I'm feeling. I know it's in regard to sound, but that phrase just resonated with me. So it's a very driving, heavy riffs, and I want to say these two, yeah, definitely this too. This is my amp pusher, the Electrofuge Germ Warfare, since I could do more amp tones with this special box, because all my previous records was just DI with pedals, and pedals as a preamp. But this box is very great, so I've been able to use my Supro to really push it. So I get this nice and crispy, and then hit it with the Germ Warfare. I usually, always cut the bass, leave it about straight. Maybe I'll add a mid boost. Yeah, there we go. If I'm at amp smashing, that's my primary settings too. I don't know if you can see it. So yeah, all about guttural rips, and of course alongside this was my old setup for recording everything in the last two releases. Just get a pedal DI, pop it in. If in lieu of anything, you could do this right into a computer and you're making records. Very affordable and just great interface. I think I have pictures of like the cabs I use too. So Hawks over 5th. So that is the inspiration from that was I saw Hawks over the street. So it's in reference to 5th Avenue. And that beauty of like urban in nature, and there's known to be a lot of hawks and eagles like around there. I was at work, didn't have my guitar stuff, so I pop up GarageBand on my phone, hum the title of the song, and that's the start of it. converted to MIDI, pop it into Logic, and that is the riff. And I want to say a big thing, definitely big synthy part. If you want easy synth, it is the Lysis for sure. This is always like, I can't have all those fancy Logic things. I know there's a way, but I think there's a level if I could get in the weeds about stuff and it stops me. So my stopping option paralysis is getting just like a simpler pedal form so I could do it live. So just a great synth sub fuzz filter mix with the mid-range. This is version 1. Version 2 looks dope too. On What You Seek Seeks You, I do this big clean finger picking intro, and it's probably these two. If you look right there, yeah. I love the wiggles. Shields mode on the Aqueduct. I love it. This is my first modulation pedal, and I think this made me fall in love with modulation. Always right there. I like the sine wave too, but. And then also this, any subtle, quick, easy modulation. Walrus Julia. You know it, you love it. Just simple, but I feel like it gives you such great texture to, like, after a heavy riff, to not be too clean. Just give everything some movement. So I don't like anything stagnant. So seconds between a swing and a hit. Intro is the infinite. You got the humming. Definitely the rat style. And I think since it was later, I go. That is sort of like the Notorious Life pedal. But I just feel like this is a Rat on steroids. This is Jupiter Effects Catastrophe. So this plus this lower headroom gets a bit more fuzzier. This one you could just tell more bass. I think it pumps up to 18 volts and has an octave. So either of these two are in there for the main riffs, because I know I bought this one during the time. So very cool. And that song is just a build-up and not really linear, but I like the idea of just how it goes. It kind of just does its own thing and fades away, and is a great, like, pre-chorus, or almost an intro to 5184. So 5184, I came upon that riff. It was the day Eddie Van Halen died. It resonated with me, just feeling like how big of an impact he had on every guitar player, and I played my guitar that day, and the main riff came out, and all the same dirt pedals. I'm trying to think what else. I tried to get, there's one part Eddie was going for flanging as well, where there's a hard part where the flanging goes heavy, and it would be the Strymon Deco, which is now a new, I'd say, secret weapon. There you go. Set it like that, maybe have the blend. This is more like a mix control, and if you keep it like this, you actually get more of the effect, like 50-50. That is it. Overall, yeah, just a quick run through. This has been a long behind the scenes, a long time coming. I'm very excited to have this out and for everybody to check it out. So I'll see you out there. Stay heavy. Fuzznaut out.